Welcome again to another episode of The Darren Green Show, your weekly dose of pop culture news, music, social media gossip, and reality TV. Be sure that if you are watching this on YouTube to leave your thoughts in the comments. Also, leave a like. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel by now, girl, subscribe to that goddamn channel. Also, to the audio listeners, hey, be sure that you're leaving a rate and a review for the podcast. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, we got comments, so go ahead and comment on there, child. I didn't see y'all last week. What's going on? Go on Spotify and listen, comment, because I want to know what you guys think of the show. Also, shout out to We Are You Radio. I'm back on air. Hey. Look, it has been a minute since I've been on air. I just have not had the bandwidth and the funding. I didn't let you guys know. I've let the audio podcasters and video podcasters understand, but like I just did not have the bandwidth to keep on doing episodes. But now since I'm back on track, got a new job and everything's looking pretty much okay. Everything's, it's looking pretty good. Happy to come back and, do some hot topics with y'all, child. Now, it's not much of a week report. I mean, I did my job. I went home. I created content and then some. You get what I'm saying? I will say this, though, because I know if I talk about this, it's probably going to affect my views because they are trying so hard to suppress this in the media and stuff like that. And I don't really have a weekend report anyway. It's one of those topics where I'm going to touch on it right now just for a little bit, and then we're going to get into the things. But it's so hard to not look at what's going on with this protest turn riot in Los Angeles County. We have, protesters are protesting against ICE. Many people have been taken out of their homes and put in these detention centers, across the country. But really, they started this protest in Los Angeles. It turned into a riot because ICE was icing, and Trump deployed 2,000 National Guard soldiers to aid in the raid and the riots with this protest. To them throwing tear gases at people. And mind you, these people that are getting arrested and detained and stuff like that, these are really powerful people. These are really good, these really big organizers. There was a president of some company, some organization. I'm sorry, I'm shooting blanks right now, but he was arrested. Yeah, people do not like the idea of their citizens, their fellow citizens being ripped away from their homes. We have educators that actually teach these schools that see that their students are missing and realizing now that they've been detained. Kids, this is not a good thing that's going on. And I love the fact that, as a collective, we understand that this shit is not normal at all. This shit is not normal at all. And for him to sit there, for Trump to sit there and, call for the National Guard, what they do. They try to stomp on rebellions, and they have done that for millennia. You get what I'm saying? It's from the inception of this goddamn country. Yeah, they set a car on fire. These people are tired. And you know what? Just like that mayor in Newark that got arrested. He got arrested because he was at a protest at a detention center that they put in detention centers all over the goddamn. And I'm saying detention center loosely. These are concentration camps. Okay, these are concentration camps. These ICE people, they are Gestapos, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to call it what I'm going to call it. This is the New Age Holocaust, and I'm okay. And I'm just going to say it like that because that's just what it is. That's what you guys are showing us, and we, the people, are saying that this shit is not normal, and this shit will not go unnoticed, and we will do what we need to do to stop what's going on. Now, I don't know much about protesting and organizing. Look, but I am going to use my platform any type of way to aid and do what I need to do. And if I do need to go to some demonstrations that's locally, I'm gonna go to them because you know what, this shit is bad. And for the people that's sitting there saying, "Oh well, it's not us. We shouldn't get involved," because they're targeting a lot of people in the Latinx community, and people are saying, "Oh well, it has nothing to do with me." Yeah, it has nothing to do with you now. It has nothing to do with you now. I need y'all to stop this video right now and search up slippery slope, okay? Because if you think that, let's just say in some weird messed up reality that they were able to get, deport everybody that they want to deport, right? Who's next? Who's on the chopping block next? And I go back to this quote that when I was in school and they was telling us about the Holocaust, it's like, when they came for this person, I ain't do nothing because that's not who I am. And, I'm not that. When they came for that person, I ain't do nothing because I'm not that. But when they came for me, there was nobody else. So I think that, I'm looking at the bigger picture. Of course, I don't like to see different groups, marginalized groups, be treated like this, but also, I'm also thinking of the bigger picture of okay, so once they get tired of this, who else they gonna try to mess with? So I'm just saying, just be very curious. I'm not saying go out. If you can't go out and do demonstrations, look, I ain't out and doing demonstrations. I don't have a dog in that fight. I am going to talk about how unjust this is. And, we can move on from that, child. We got our 5 minutes in, honey. We can talk about the hot topics now, child. I hope I didn't shadow ban this. Well, it is what it is, child. I'm going to speak where I'm going to speak. We do have a lot to get into today. We got to talk about Halle and DDG. We got to talk about that fiasco. Then we got to talk about the fiasco between Cardi B and Offset. Elon Musk and Trump, the girlies are fighting. We're talking about all that and more coming up on the Darren Green Show. Okay. All right, let's get into this first topic with Halle and DDG. Okay. It was a lot that happened this week. Where should I start, girl? Okay. So basically, I'm going to read this little article from the people at the Neighborhood Talk. Shout out to them. Basically, the legal drama between Halle Bailey and DDG continues. DDG recently filed an emergency motion for the judge begging him not to let Halle take their 1-year-old son Halo to Italy for her job due to Halle allegedly being mentally unhealthy. Okay, let's get into it. In a motion obtained by TMZ, DDG claims that Halle poses an imminent emotional and physical risk to Halo. He believes will be made worse if she's allowed to take Halo to Italy with her for weeks while she films a movie. I did not know she was filming a movie. Okay, girl, get your coin. DDG claims that she isn't mentally healthy enough to care for both herself and Halo while she's overseas. Throughout their relationship, DDG claims that Halle has exhibited questionable mental behavior on multiple occasions. Once he claims while she was pregnant, she took one of his guns out of his house without his permission and found her just standing outside holding it. Then he claims that Halle actually tried to have an abortion without his knowledge, but ultimately decided to go against it. Now, see that? My body, my choice. Okay. Then DDG claims a few months after Halo was born, Halle was in a seemingly suicidal state, alleging texting him a series of alarming text messages. That's what you can see here. Sorry to the audio listeners. We're going to read some of them so that you know what they were talking about. Like in a suicidal state, threatening text messages. DDG also provided proof that Halle is the one who's been abusive, not him. After she claimed that he caused her to chip her tooth during an altercation, DDG says that the opposite of what happened, claiming that Halle allegedly lunged at him from the back seat and her momentum caused her to fall and hit the steering wheel. He claims he was harmed during the alleged attack as well, providing a picture of a finger, that damn finger. Do we have that picture? We know you cut your damn self, bitch. Okay. Like, get the fuck out of here. She had a knife. There was a knife involved, girl. DDG is asking the judge for sole legal and physical custody of Halo. If this is not granted, he wants all custody exchanges handled by a third party. And then the mammy of DDG, yeah, I'm calling her that, Tonya Granberry, she claims to have multiple air tags in DDG's vehicles, allegedly implanted by Halle. Tony claims the first AirTag was discovered in June 2023 under the backseat of DDG's Maybach. It was found after Halle popped up on DDG while he was at the movies with a female friend. She says Halle called her upset, claiming she was going to F him up, and alleges Halle tried to fight the girl, okay, claiming she had to step in and de-escalate the situation. You following your son to the damn movie theater, child? It's a lot. They're going through the court. You know, this is a custody battle. it's going to get messy. It's going to get disrespectful. They're going to start, pulling out the big guns and start taking record of all the things that was done. This was definitely a toxic relationship. And I'm going to preface this by saying that this is like, nobody is the angel here. You get what I'm saying? I think that Halle is very reactive because things was done to her. And that's why she's acting as sporadic as, she's acting. Because when you look at these text messages, and I'll read some of them to the audio listeners, I know some of the visual listeners can see it. I mean, she's texting multiple times. She is looking a little suicidal. I'm seeing like, oh, I'm going to myself today. I hate you forever. Like, and she's like repeatedly texting this man. And this man is like, I cannot believe that you're acting this crazy. I believe that these text messages it's Halle. It is Halle. But I think that we have to take into account of what caused her to have these series of texts. He's only showing what she's saying. He's not showing what he said. I kind of don't trust people like that. Like, and I don't care. I don't care if y'all saying, oh, you just caping for the pandering. I ain't got nothing to pander for, honey, because I'm not trying to get into nobody panties. So I'm just calling it what it is. If you're only showing what the person said in reaction and you're not showing what you said to get that person to that point, then I'm sorry, you're not a reliable source. You're not a reliable source. This woman has revealed that she was battling postpartum after the birth of y'all child. Okay. Anybody that, and I don't know nothing about it because I'm not, but I have heard stories of women that they do get suicidal or they do have these feelings, these very, emotional feelings after giving birth because that's a part of postpartum. So for you to weaponize that, right? It's corny as fuck. Like, there's no way to dice it and slice it. I'm just saying it's corny. It's real corny. Like I said, I do believe that the text messages were true. It really was her. We want to know your side of the story. What was the reason of these text messages? And I hope that Halle's team is able to, just like he caught these little records and he got these little text messages, I need them to crop the text messages of the shit that he was saying. Because we need to get her side and we need to get his side and we need to put that shit together and figure out who the hell is wrong in this situation, okay? And you damn right. She was putting air tags all up in y'all cars and all up in the damn, the little baby bag or whatever you want to call it, diaper bag and shit, okay? Because you had this child propped up on camera for like the moment you could, okay? You had this baby on camera, on live streams, you with other streamers. You got this child hanging around Aiden Ross. Mind you, I feel like Aiden Ross should not be around children. And I'm going to just leave it at that. Aiden Ross should not be around children, and that is period. Especially when the motherfucker was talking about your baby mother. Like, you have disrespected this girl. You have cheated on this woman. I talked to my best friend about this. It was like, and she has a child, and she told me, like, when you are having a child and your partner is, like, out there doing the dastardly deeds and cheating on you and stuff like that, like that really does something. It does something to your psyche. So I think that's really the reason why Halle was acting the way that she was acting. But do I think Halle is an angel and all this? No, I don't think she is. I mean, I think she's very naive. She's very naive because when Ruby Rose said, look, this man toxic as hell, and she did admit to him being physical, and you was like, nah, it wasn't gonna be me. Now, I fault Halle in the fact that, girl, you didn't vet this, like, you Halle Bailey, like, you the mermaid. You get what I'm saying? And you dealing with, to this day, I just don't understand why. Like, I talked to a friend about this. I was like, one day you just literally saw him and then was like, yeah, that's the person I want to have a child. Like, I'm like, girl, yeah, so many options, child. So many options, child. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think she takes care of her child. I think that she's more level-headed than a DDG. I mean, he literally, come on, person got on stream and was arguing with an AI version of Halle. Like, he's not mentally well. His family is not mentally well. His brother, he has his little stupid ass outburst. His brother even took jabs at freaking Halo. Why would somebody want their child around that? The mother, the damn sister. The whole family is just janky and dysfunctional. Of course, Halle wants full custody, child. She doesn't want her damn child to be hanging around with these werewolves. And if you live in a blended family, split family, or whatever this, that, and the third, you know that once the child goes over to other person's house, other parent house, it's a little, they come back acting so wild and rambunctious. You got to train them back to where they were when you was with them. And then now when they go back to their damn dad's house and they act all bucked ass wild, then the process repeats itself. You get what I'm saying? So no, I'm sorry. I think that she's right to get full custody. You've used your child as a freaking social media for likes and engagement. Let's be very clear, because nobody's really checking for you. You're begging your fans to be like the Barbs and freaking stream farm your music that, girl, don't nobody want to listen to. You're only good for the streams because you act freaking stupid. It's like something like DDG just get on my nerves. He just irks my nerves. So like the fact that he had a topic this week, I'm just like, But let me let y'all know on some things, because to everyone who is confused about what gaslighting is, let me show you an example. Okay, step one, you trigger/harm someone and it causes that person to react emotionally. Step two, once they begin to emotionally respond, you notice that they become erratic. You respond to them with the calmness, okay, because that's what DDG be doing. He be acting calm when she be going off. And I'm like, nah, nigga, you said something before then. So it makes them look like they are bugging out. It's like picking wings off a fly. And then you show everybody else that the person's reaction. You show everybody else the person's reaction, but what you did to trigger that person, we never have those receipts. This is gaslighting. He's gaslighting us, honestly. Not even just Halle. He's gaslighting the goddamn general public. And, I think it's half and half. I think people are supporting. There are people that are supporting Doodle Garbage, and there are people that are supporting Halle. I just think based off experience, people understand that we understand what's at play here. And it gets messy, especially when it gets to the court. It gets real messy, custody battles. I mean, I've had my share, like my family had their share of that. Eventually, they will come to an agreement. And unfortunately, yeah, they are going to have to come to an agreement. And, they are going to have to work together for the next 18 plus years. Like I said, Halle did not have to be this way. We would have chose the correct path. But you never know. You never know what path is the correct path. Let me just say that. Let me give her a little bit of grace. You never know what path is the correct path. But god damn, you did not see this train wreck. Girl, you gotta be like your sister Chloe. Chloe ain't got nothing going on. Let me tell you something. She messing with these little rappers, but she making sure she ain't got nothing with these little rappers. She makes sure ain't nothing going on down there, child. I got a career to try to salvage. No shade. Speaking of trash ass niggas, let's talk about Cardi B and Offset. Yeah. This podcast. I don't mean to be cursing like this. I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me. I'm just really in a mood right now. So Offset is running the lead for Bitter Baby Daddies. Yay!
Good for you!
Well, Doodle Garbage might have him tied up a little bit, but let me read this little excerpt and I'll give you guys my thoughts, okay? Now, Offset deactivated his social media accounts after spiraling over his estranged wife Cardi B's new boyfriend Stefon Diggs. After, they did the boy hair, and that Offset's child, his son, Wave. He got matching braids as Stefon, and Offset made this tweet basically saying, in quotes, now, when somebody died playing with my son, they gonna call me a crash out. And then a few minutes later, he said, I don't care how I look, trolling with my kids ends bad. Now, the Migos member has since deactivated both his X account and his Instagram account, and his reps did not immediately respond to the Page 6 request for a comment. Now, my thing is, he got reps at this point, child. He could afford reps. That's crazy. You mad that this boy done took your son done got the same braids as Let's get the picture up, child. Sorry for the audio listeners. Come on, you got the same braids as Stefon. Oh, bitch. First of all, it was never that serious. I feel like baby fathers get real. Let me tell you something, because like I said, I've seen this with my family members and stuff like that. Like when the girl moves on and she got a new man, and then the baby father comes back into the fold because like now, you got this new man around my child and this, that, and the third. It is a little bit of friction in the beginning. But sometimes these niggas be acting like real extra about the littlest things. Like it gives very much you are on your period and you are literally, in pain right now. That's how Offset was coming. And then for him to sit there and make them tweets, talk about somebody gonna die. Like Offset, girl, nobody's scared of you. But we'll get into that in a little bit. You mad that child got the same hair as your baby mother's boyfriend. Nobody's worried about anything. You know what I'm saying? This is an NFL football player. He trains well. Like I've seen a lot of his training videos. I'm like, now unless you got the master tool, then okay. If you trying to go like that, then okay, then die in jail. But like nobody is scared of this damn Nepo baby. I found out he was related to fucking Whitney Houston. He Whitney Houston nephew, I think, or some type of relative. Child, you a Nepo baby. Child, you ain't from the streets. You got jumped in. Ooh, let me stop before they get me, honey. Let me stop. But like, come on now. Like nobody is scared of you. And you got to understand that, because there's a lot of people in the comments talk about something. Oh my God, this is a manipulation tactic on Cardi, this, that, and the third. Y'all got to understand that, you would not be dealing with this, Offset. You would not be dealing with this had you locked in and not did your dastardly deeds behind closed doors, had you not been messing around with them stripper hoes and cheating on Cardi day in and day out. You thought you literally would have been home with your family. Stefon Diggs wouldn't have been an issue if you would have just done the right thing. You have to understand that when being that y'all broke up, y'all are divorced, y'all are away, Cardi's gonna have new people. You gonna have new people as you boasted to the world like you got a new girl that's like somehow better than Cardi or whatever. But this girl probably ain't gonna pay your bills like Cardi did. But anyway, you gotta understand that, these new people that your baby mama's gonna have around, they're gonna have a relationship with your son because they're gonna be around your son and they wanna be good on, with their girlfriend. So they're gonna be, they're gonna be the step parent type. That's what's gonna happen. That's what you bought into when you continue to do what you did. Okay? So yes, they're gonna form a relationship and he's gonna, he looks like the son is really like looking up to his new possibly stepdad. Hey, that shit happens. You're not number one anymore. He got two daddies. Let me stop. I mean, I thought it was corny. I thought it was really corny of him too, like, because I didn't mention this on any other previous episodes. You filed an amendment to get spouse support. You are a bitch. Okay, let's be very clear on that. You fighting for spouse support, and that's why I said in my last video, you are fighting for your goddamn life. Because the way you sat up there, backpedaling, talking about, I need some money. I need a handout. I need a handout. Yeah, because the music ain't selling. Music ain't selling. Like I said in my old video, you living in them big ass houses with no furniture. Okay, let's. So yeah, you're gonna need some spouse support, and honey, if they get married, you want to get that. You want to get some of that NFL checks. Yeah, we see you, girl. We see you, girl. Okay, get that coin, city girl or city boy. I mean, it's lame, it's corny, and honestly, all you had to do was be faithful. Because at the end of the day, Cardi would have not left your ass. All right, you did all your dirt when she tried to drop you the first time, and then you tried to come back, and then she took you back. That should have been the time where you'd be like, all right, I got to stop this. I got to secure the bag. You should have been, I had to stop. No, but you want to put in pop in these holes, and that is what you get. That is what you get. Okay, you continue to play her, and you thought she was going to be dumb. Yes, Cardi was dumb as hell in the beginning, child, but she got smart. She got smart and was like, I'm about to get up out of here. You ain't finna sit there and run no fast one on me, and I'm paying all the bills. Yeah. Shout out to Cardi. And this is a girl held on, froze over. I'm over here shouting out and giving bombs to Cardi, child, because, like, I don't like that. I don't like what they doing over there with her and stuff. I mean, I think that she has I have my opinions on her with other things, but with this situation, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm on Cardi's side. Shout out to Cardi. Anyway, We got to talk about the alien versus predator. I mean, Trump versus Elon Musk. It's just a lot to get into, child. Oh, Lord. And we're only 27 minutes in, honey. It's going to be one of these little quick episodes. What else where do I want to start with this? Because I'm trying to look at okay. We have to timeline everything. And I'm going to read this little article, and then we're going to get into my thoughts. So yeah, as AOC would say, the girlies are fighting. The girls are fighting. Okay, so here's how the messy story begins. Last week, Musk announced that he would be stepping down from the Department of Government Efficiency role and revert to his other endeavors. Since then, he has publicly criticized Trump and Congress for passing a bill that would cut a tax credit meant to incentivize electric vehicle purchases, calling it a disgusting abomination. Yeah, because it's going to affect your company. Now, during a White House press conference, a reporter asked Trump what he thought of Elon's recent criticisms, to which Trump did not hold back. He said he was disappointed in Elon and for his comments and claims that Elon just missed being in the White House. Now, I'm going to play some of what he said, honey. This is what he said now.
Problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape. He said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot. A lot of good things are happening in this room. And I'll tell you, he's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly. And some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. But we have it with...
Now he brought that back, child. Trump derangement syndrome. I cannot.
Others, too. They leave, and they wake up in the morning, and the glamour's gone. The whole world is different, and they become hostile. I don't know what it is. Someday you'll write a book about it, and you'll let us know. Yeah. We never had a problem.
Okay, so that's what Trump said. Now, Elon ain't like Trump's comment at all, okay? He took to his ex to call Trump ungrateful, claiming that he is the reason that he won the election in the first place. He said, in quotes, "Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate." Oh, we got the exact numbers? We got the, like that, like sometimes y'all be telling on yourselves, like y'all, he really be telling on himself. Because like how you knew how it was going to pan out. Interesting. We'll touch bases on that in just a second. But the two have been going back and forth on social media. We have Elon Musk. He's over here sharing a video or retweeting video clips of him being at Epstein's. And basically he admits that, hey, I know that Trump was on, the list of Jeffrey Epstein's list. And the reason why it's not out is because of that. It's because he's on it. He is pulling out the big guns. I believe Trump had said something in response, and I'm trying to find it because he was on True. Oh yeah, right here. He said Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took him away of his EV mandate and forced everyone to buy an electric car that nobody else wanted. That he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. Yeah, he is like, so this is on Truth Social. He's saying a lot of things. And he's basically talking about all the good that he's done. I mean, let's be very clear. Elon Musk, working with Trump was very beneficial to him. And I guess this bill was not in his favor, and I guess he's having like a little bit of a temper tantrum, and it's very unfortunate, but that's Trump is the wild card. Get in line. He's the freaking wild card. You thought he was going to do what he was going to do because you paid his way to get this election. Now let's get into some things. My first question when I was doing research on this is why does he hate this bill? Because he was very adamant on, like, I remember seeing some of the tweets. I was like, what's going on with this bill? What's happening? Why are we not liking it? Because, I thought y'all was all in accordance, and then working together and, kumbaya and everything and doing this little circle jerk behind the Oval Office and all, you know what I'm saying? But apparently He's mad that the bill did not include giveaways to his company. That's just simply how. I mean, we can talk about the bill cuts, the electric car tax credit. The White House denied his request to have the Federal Aviation Administration to use his Starlink satellite system. The government, shout out to them because they don't want to have things that don't work. He's butthurt and mad. And you thought that Trump was going to be on your side. You thought that Trump was like other spineless politicians that bend over backwards to billionaires that paid their way into office. Well, Trump is not like that, honey. You don't know Trump like we know this bastard. Okay? He is going to do exactly what he wants to do, and that is exactly what he did. He said, bitch, I don't owe you a goddamn thing. I don't care what you did. I don't care if you stole this election, and which he did. Because let's be very clear, that quote about Republicans will be 51 to 49 in the Senate, very direct. That's a very direct number. That's like it almost seemed like it was it tampered? Come on now. Let's get into the things. And at the end of the day, girl, you got burned. You got burned, and your ass should have remained a goddamn centrist. You went all the way to the right, thinking that things was going to be good and all in the neighborhood. Because let's be very clear. The right and the left hate you. Okay? They hate your guts. The Trumpies, the MAGAs, they selling their Teslas. They going to be with the people that's burning your Teslas too. Now, according to Bloomberg Business, Elon Musk's net worth has fallen by $34 billion, while Forbes estimates a $27 billion drop. However, both the 14% drop in shares as he's beefing with Trump. So you also losing some money, honey. This beef was not, you shouldn't have started a beef with goddamn Donald Trump. These motherfuckers is, okay, these MAGA supporters, they are true to this. They was not gonna go on your side. They didn't like you to begin with, but they like anybody that bends over backwards for Trump and says, praises Trump and all that. So of course they was gonna, tolerate your ass. But once you started doing what you was doing, and you want to talk about, let's just bring back the whole Epstein list thing. Bitch, we knew he was on Epstein's list. We knew he was on Epstein's list. You're not saying nothing here. Now, if you really want to get him by the balls, let me tell you something. You better hide away and drop the facts that you stole this election for him. Now, if you do that shit, that's how you gonna get Trump. But see, you gonna have to cover your own ass because, you basically did a crime. But that's the only way that you're gonna get Trump. There's nothing that you can say. Don't nobody care that he was on the Epstein list, child. They only care about certain celebrities that was on that list. They don't care about Trump being on the list. So they don't care. And obviously you didn't care. Because if you knew this and you still are, you're not for grooming and you're not for, doing all this, pedophilic shit. You get what I'm saying? You're not with that, but you were with Trump being, in close proximities to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm sorry. I mean, I think that's bullshit. It's freaking bull. And you know it, girl. Elon is fighting for his life. Yes, Elon is fighting for his life. And look, I'm not saying that I'm on Trump's side because let me tell you something. I don't like the bastard bitch either. I don't like both of these hoes. But I do know this. I hate a fake bitch. Elon, you are a fake bitch because first of all, you've played the centrist role for many years. You toted the line. And then now since you're getting a little bit of play with the right, so you wanted to move to the right. You wanted to say, oh my goodness, my son was killed for the woke media and all this other bull crap. Okay. You don't have a leg to stand on. You are a person that puts on many faces. Okay. You're common. Okay. And at the end of the day, like I said, Trump was going to do what he's going to do. I don't mess with him, but he stayed true to what he is. Like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And, you helped me out and we worked together, but I'm not going to bend over backwards for you to do all the stuff the dastardly deeds that you're trying to do. I'm not with that shit. I'm for me. Let me tell you something. I put me first. And that's exactly what he did here. And you thought that you thought that he actually cared about you. You're a tool. Okay. And I love to see the girlies fighting. And for people to say it's not real, I don't think that it's not real. I think that they really are beefing. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, if they come back together, we got to see. If they come back together and be like, oh, we squashed the beef, we talked about it behind closed doors, then I'm going to be like, all right, yeah, y'all faking this shit just for likes and views. But no, I think I just have a belief that this is a real beef. Anyway, let's move on. I don't want to talk too political, child, because you already know, girl, I can't. Let's get into the reality tea of it all. Well, first of all, I did want to mention this. Hey, Monique Samuels is coming back. Now, let me tell y'all something. I don't watch Potomac like that. Like, I watch Potomac, like, if we're talking about it, you know, if I'm doing like a little panel discussion thing, this, that, and the third. I never had an issue with Monique. Now, Monique might be a little, like, I remember my best friend told me, she was like, oh, she said she'll never collect another reality TV check ever again. But apparently she's coming back as a friend. You know, this economy. At the end of the day, child, I don't know what she does outside of reality TV, but apparently it's not enough. So, you know, she's gonna come back to Potomac, and people are saying that, oh, she gonna mess with Giselle, because, you know, her and Giselle don't get along. And I believe Candace is coming back too. So that's gonna be like, I'm going to definitely be watching this. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna do a full-fledged like review. Like we'll talk about it on the podcast, like on a weekly basis, but I don't think I'm going to do like a full-fledged like review. I think these damn reviews, I just don't like them. I'll talk about it lightly on the episodes. I'm just not into talking about like doing a full review. So I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see what it gives. Because I never had an issue with Monique. The only time I had an issue with Monique, I didn't like how she fought Candace. Because like, girl, we arguing and you want to put hands on me. Like, come on now. Other than that, I ain't got an issue with her. You know, and I like Candace too. Like, it's so weird how I talk about Potomac. I'm like, I like Candace and I like Monique. I like both of them. You know, I think they both bring something really good to the table. So we'll see what it gives. That's if Candace is coming back, because I'm not sure if that even is a thing. We got to talk about the elephant in the room. You know, I was going to talk about how Phaedra's being a mean girl and talk about like the Housewives of Atlanta in general, but like there's nothing going on Housewives of Atlanta except this topic. Brit Eady is not going to the reunion. We reported on that on my TikTok and shorts and reels and all that. But she's also suing Bravo for like $20 million. and girl. All right, let's get into it. Now, Brit Eady dropped a bomb on the timeline revealing the explicit pictures that Kenya showed the night of her salon opening were not hers originally. Now, Brit is filing a $20 million lawsuit against Bravo, accusing them of defamation, sexual harassment, and subjecting her to an emotional, hostile work environment. Now, in this lawsuit obtained by TMZ, Brit claims that Bravo falsely yet unmistakably implied the explicit pictures shown at Kenya's event were hers, causing her emotional distress and embarrassment. Although the event was in June 2024, Bravo still decided to air the episode in the aftermath of the event of April 2025, an action Brit believes was malicious. Now, Brit claims that Bravo knowingly contributed to the hostile work environment by continuing to make her show up to the film and discuss the traumatic event that she went through. Believed it was her. She also claimed that they sexually harassed her by subjecting her to an unwelcoming, offensive, and sexualized behavior and comments that followed the aftermath of the gendered attack. I'm like, okay, what? Brit is using Bravo, its parent company, NBC Universal, and its production company, Truly Original, that she's suing them for like basically $20 million, like I said. On the top of the cash, she wants Bravo to remove the episode from public access so no one can ever see it again. That's what he's asking for. That's what she's asking for, excuse me. Andy has come out and spoke about this. Well, he made like a little tweet basically saying, this is reaching a level of petty that's beyond even anything I've seen. Popcorn emoji. Yeah. I believe Kenya made a statement as well, too. I believe she made this as disappointing to not be a part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 reunion taping today. Please know that I take full accountability for my actions and deeply apologize to all those affected, including Brittany, the cast, crew, guests, and viewers. I look forward to seeing you all back in Bravo soon. Yeah, she knows she's coming back at this point. I mean, that's if they don't shelve this damn show, because I feel like Housewives of Atlanta, it's been causing the company a lot of losses like throughout the years. I think they're about to just hang this shit up, honestly. Let me look back at some of the stuff that was said here in this lawsuit. She's suing for a toxic work environment. I can see that. You knew they was going to air the show. Like, let's be very clear on that. Like, it's really messed up, but she kind of smart. I mean, she's kind of smart if you think about it. Like, let's be very clear. If you really look at it, they did some type of deal for her. Because first of all, they quickly got Kenya out of there. And they put her on and they kept her on, and they probably was going to give her like another season or probably give her like a little bit of a raise or something. They did some type of backdoor, backhandle, whatever you want to call it. And because she ended up she did Watch What Happens Live with him. She would show up to Andy's show for Watch What Happens Live to do interviews and stuff like that. So it's like, girl, you wait till mid-season to be like, yeah, they aired this and I don't like this and I'm putting out this lawsuit. Y'all had some type of deal, and she probably reneged on that deal and went to her lawyers and her legal team and was like, yeah, I want $20 million in damages because I'm distressed. Like, if for her to say that the pictures are not hers, now Funky Dineva said that he don't believe that's true due to the simple fact that the way Brit reacted and also the way that Kenya would have said, like, when she knew that her job was on the line, her damn spot on the Housewives was on the line, she would have sung like a canary and said, well, actually, these pictures are fake. They're not her. So I also do not think that those pictures weren't her. We've seen you. I've seen the tape. Okay, it's on the internet. Like, it'll be one thing if you ain't never did nothing. You said you was a cam girl. Come on, that it was you. But, you know, she wants to protect her peace, and, you know, she was very distressed and distraught. You know, she's going to do this. I think that they're going to settle. I don't think she's going to get the 20 million. I mean, you're reaching for the skies now. I mean, more power to you. I don't think that she's going to get the 20 million. I think that they're going to settle at a number, and that number, I don't know, but it's going to be a big number. You know, it's going to be a number. Because yes, if you really think about it, if you really want to get to the real, I mean, it was a toxic work environment. Who told her that it wasn't her? You get what I'm saying? And somebody said this too. It's like, who was the person that told her that it wasn't her in those pictures? Was it somebody that worked for Bravo? Y'all need to start vetting y'all people, because they are starting like, and we understand that producers want to cause drama and stuff like that's a part of the show. But like, when you're causing drama that's like, that gets, you know, we're tapping into the legal matter. You know what I'm saying? It's getting a little illegal, you know. Is this the same person that told Phaedra that, you know, Candy did something to like, who is this person that's telling these people these things? So y'all need to do an internal investigation on Truly Original all what's going on in the Housewives of Atlanta sector of things. Like I said, does she have a case? It's possible. And I'm pretty sure she probably gonna get some good lawyers. But honey, you will never work in this town again. So you better hope you get that 20 million. If you don't get that 20 million, girl, you better start being an Instagram baddie again or something. I don't know. Because let me tell you something, there's very few people that actually came for Bravo. I mean, I don't think no one has ever, like, we've seen Nene sue Bravo before. We've seen like a bunch of people and like Bethany Frankel like rallied like some like Bravo extras and shit and to try to sue Bravo. They ended up settling. Nene's situation, I believe they settled. And then they're kind of in mediation, and then they ended up like being good. They're good now, so she'll probably come back to the show. But girl, I mean, even this got a response from Andy. Andy responded, so he, you know, and I'm not saying he ain't the boss of this shit. He's the executive producer, of course. But the fact that Andy spoke, I mean, that speaks volume. So I don't know. It really could go either way. We will definitely see how this plays out. But I'm going to tell you right now, like I said, I don't think she's going to get the full 20 million. I don't think it. I don't. They're going to settle. They are going to settle. You better mark my words, and you heard it here first, okay? So that's what's going on over there in the reality TV thing, spaces of it all. I don't think there's nothing else to talk about with that. We do have a couple of childs. While Taraji P. Henson is over here, she defends Tyler Perry against people claiming that he always tells the same old stories. This is what she said on The Breakfast Club. I'll play it right now.
Light into those characters, because I feel like those characters are real.
Yeah.
You know, Tyler Perry didn't just pull this out of the sky. These women exist. These people exist, and they need to see themselves, and they need to know that they're not alone and that people do see them.
Does it make you mad when people tell Tyler Perry to stop showing those women on camera?
I think that's their own traumas triggered because in the community, Black community, we don't deal with it. You know what I mean? So if you're forced to look at it often, you will be triggered. So the first thing you're going to want to say is, I don't want to see it. But there are people out there that need to see it. He's forcing real conversations in the community.
How do you not fight somebody over Tyler?
How do I not?
How do you not fight? Because they attack Tyler a lot.
Security?
No, I mean, not like that. Not like that. But online, because he does so much for people, and he's so good to, especially our community. And I think a lot of times people don't see that. And even people that he doesn't know, he helps so much. He talks to, he guides, he mentors. And you guys are so close. How do you not just say, you know what, sometimes I got to black out on somebody?
Because his action speaks louder than the haters. Because this man owns a studio. What you got? Every raise that I've gotten and whenever I'm treated the best in this industry is always by him. Every raise that I've gotten has come from a Black man, Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
He doubled my quote in straw. 4 days of work.
Which is so important for when you go on to that next.
He understands that. That man has helped. He does so much we don't even know because he's not even talking about it.
Yeah.
I like to breathe life.
Yeah. So, I've spoken very strictly, not strictly, but I've spoken very high. Let me not say highly, girl, not lying. I've spoken very critically. There we go. That's the word. Very critically of Tyler Perry and a lot of his works. A lot of his works is repetitive. I did not see Straw. I am going to see Straw because Tyler Perry, he will give you like stuff that's, girl, what are we doing? Like, what are we talking about? This is unserious. This is not untrue, but like unrealistic. God, I'm just shooting blanks with words today. And I've said that in the past, but I think I'm starting to change my opinion a little bit. Like, I'm kind of both-sided on it now. Because at the end of the day, how you gonna tell a creator not to create what they want to create? That's just like somebody telling me, like, well, you need to start talking about politics or finances, self-help. A celebrity gossiper girl talking about some self-help and politics? No, not. We gonna get this celebrity gossip every week. Okay, every Monday. We ain't doing that. We ain't staring nowhere else. So I understand that part where it's like, you can't, like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not going to be talking, like, he makes a lot of movies about the Black woman trauma. And a lot of people find that to be very problematic. And for a time, it is kind of problematic. But, I mean, that is kind of true, though, what Taraji said. It was like, there are people in real life that dealt with a lot of what he's talking about on these movies, and people are relating to it. And yes, some people are triggered by it, and I think that's probably why they don't want this to be shown. But we have this thing now. I think, like my old chemistry teacher, if he ever remembered me, or I forgot his name too. Too much of anything is bad for you, right? I think that too much of the trauma movies is bad, but also I think that when we criticize Black films, when they want to talk about, like, we have to understand that movies have to have conflicts. Movies have conflicts. Bad things happen to people. Every movie has a traumatic, like almost every movie, unless we're talking about a children's show or some shit. Even with a fucking children's show. Like, I can name you some children's show that has some trauma. You get what I'm saying? I was thinking of Kung Fu Panda now, the second one. Movies have antagonists. They have moments where the character is pushed to their limit. That happens in a movie, and then they overcome it at the end, or they don't, or whatever the case, wherever you want to spin it. Like, that's how movies are made. So I want to ask those people that continuously complain about, and this is not even just a Tyler thing, this is just like Black movies in general. When we're talking about trauma that's going on in a lot of these Black movies, what type of movies do you want to watch? Do you want to watch a movie with no conflict? Because what movie is that? It can't be any good. It's gonna be like 5 minutes. You know, they have to have these conflicts. And I think that, but also at the same time, I do want to see Tyler tap into other themes and other storylines. Because sometimes it does look repetitive. Like, you know, you got the single black woman taking care of her child. The system is messing her up and her child is this and this, that. Like, I get it. Like, it is a little repetitive. I would love to see Tyler tap into other things because he has the means to do it. He has a whole studio. Or if he doesn't want to do it, put on some of these black directors. And I'm pretty sure he is doing it. I'm pretty sure there are black directors that are using his studios and stuff like that. So let me not just say that he's not doing that. So whatever. You know, groom the next generation of filmmakers to make different films than what you did. I mean, your lot has a goddamn White House. We could do so many movies with that. Okay. Uprising and some shit. Like, I don't know. Like, give me something a little bit different. But I am going to watch Straw because Taraji P. Henson, I love her to death. I love her down. Yeah, and Tiana Taylor's going to be in this. Sherry Shepherd's going to be in it too. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to watch it with an open opinion. And, you know, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to watch it and I'm just going to see if I like it, I like it. If I don't, like, that's what you got to do with Tyler Perry movies. When he did that 6 triple thing with the ladies with the male in the army, that was good. Now, y'all got to admit, that was good. That was one of his good ones. I did not have a problem with it. He kept it true to the actual story. Like, a lot of the stuff that he did his research, I mean, the graphics was pretty good. You know, cinematography, everything, the pacing. Because that's my issue. That's my issue with a lot of Tyler Perry stuff. The pacing is just, that's my issue. And it's just a little nitpick because I used to go to film school. But, well, not film school, but I took a lot of film classes. But, like, that's the only thing. But the pacing in that was good. And we'll see what happens with Straw. I mean, Taraji is a phenomenal actress. So I don't think that it's going to be anything but the best. Sorry, I guess I'm being biased. But, yeah, what else do we got to talk about? We got a couple Who Childs, Chad. Well, I think we just got one. Because they coming for Timbaland. Because he trying to put on an AI artist. Girl, look at this. Somebody come look at this. Now, for the audio listeners, child, he has this, it looks very Asian Pacific Islander avatar that he is spearheading as his newest artist on his label or something like that. His latest move on the internet, meet Ta, okay, an AI pop star leading his new label. So she the first lady of the label. Yo, social media was dragging the hell out of him. They're calling this man corny and you know, here, look, we all know this is going to come. Like, AI is taking over. I mean, I ain't going to lie. I use AI to edit this show. And I'm not just sitting there putting it onto the system and I have an AI generated like text thing where I can edit the text and it edits the video. But I'm still in control. Let's be very clear. This is me. This is not an avatar. This is really me. And then also I use AI to like clip my videos because, you know, sometimes I need a second opinion on like, okay, this clip could go viral on social media or this clip could, you know, do something. But when you're using an entire, like, first of all, it's digital blackface, or I guess I wouldn't even say blackface because this is very insensitive to the Asian Pacific Islander community because you're using an Asian AI pop star. That's weird because when they do it to us, we have a problem with it, but we can do it to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's in itself is messed up. But the fact that you're like there's just certain things. AI, I'm not saying AI should not be used and should be shut down and all this other stuff. I think that we need to really watch how we're using it. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to see this person on the radio. I don't want to hear this person on the radio. I don't want to see what she has going on now. So if she AI, that means everything AI. That means the songwriting is AI, and we know AI don't know how to make good songs. They don't. Look at a lot of the Disney movies. Look at a lot of these new Disney movies. They're using AI to write these songs, and that's why they're not hitting because you can't. AI is good for getting the facts on things and getting research on things, but like I never tell the AI write me up a script for this episode. It cannot do it because it's not what it's going to give me is what somebody else said or something, that they come up on their own. Like you cannot create humanity with AI. It cannot be like an artist there has to be a artist there, like a real person. So the fact that he's doing this, it's real corny, and it's not going to go anywhere because people are not going to listen. I'm sorry, I'm not listening to no AI generated song. That's where I draw the line. The only time people want to use AI when it comes to music, that you want to hear how a specific artist sounds singing this type of song. Like, I don't want, no. Get somebody else to do it. And with that being said, we are out of here. It is hot. Okay, this morning. Girl, the temperature is up, honey. I don't know how it is over there in Atlanta. Stay cool. Okay, stay cool. Shout out to everybody that watched this episode. I love you dearly. We will be back with the next episode next Monday. Talk to you guys later.